This is ARC PDX.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Barry Mangold. Thank you so much for joining us here on ARC PDX at 10 o'clock. We have an update for you on a story that might remind you of the show Tiger King. Tonight, the owner of the West Coast Game Park Safari on the southern Oregon coast is facing over 350 criminal charges. 350, that's not a typo. Our reporter Tanvi Varma joins us from the Life Desk. So Tanvi, walk us through these new criminal charges.
Well, Barry, the owner, Brian Tenney, is facing 9 pages just worth of charges. Let me walk you through it. Hundreds of the charges are for second-degree animal neglect. A handful of charges are for unlawful possession of wildlife. Tenney's also looking at a felony racketeering charge in relation to his ownership of a game park, and we're working to confirm details of that. So far, Tenney has not had a chance to enter a plea on any of those charges.
Okay, that's a lot to talk about just there, but he's also facing criminal charges that are unrelated to animals. Tell us about those.
Yeah, so he's also facing drug charges like unlawful delivery of meth and unlawful possession of cocaine. And he's also been charged with unlawful possession of a machine gun. And that's not even all, Barry. I'm just pointing out the charges that could yield the longest jail time.
All right, 350 charges is going to get into a lot of detail. You also spoke with the organization PETA about this. I imagine they have some positive feelings about this now being in a criminal court.
Yeah, so I spoke with PETA's senior director of captive wildlife because PETA is the group that reached out to the Oregon State Police, and in court documents, authorities actually cite PETA's tips in their investigation. PETA had very specific concerns about animals that they felt like were in isolation, such as a chimpanzee named George. They're happy to see what they feel could be accountability.
All right, so authorities have seized all these animals. I know that you've reported that in the past. The park is basically shut down, or is it going to shut down?
Yeah, they seized more than 300 animals, and when they did that, they also found meth and $1.6 million in cash and bonds. And this news did not bode well for members of the public. One woman says that with all that money, they could have taken better care of the animals.
That's a fair takeaway, in my opinion. United States Department of Agriculture also has reported that inspectors have had mounting concerns about this park for a while now, at least. So tell us what the USDA has been doing in this.
Inspectors have had a lot of concerns. They even found a dead tiger in the freezer. But also, they had concerns about malnourishment, isolation, and even animals killing each other.
All right, so the animals have all been placed in where exactly?
They have. We've heard of animals being placed at all over the country, including sanctuaries. For example, the Wildcat Sanctuary in Minnesota helped transport and house big cats. There's many stories like that when it comes to placement of the animals. Truly an all-hands-on-deck effort. And coming up at 11 p.m., we give you the breakdown on an animal that's named in the court records, what charges Tenney is facing in regard to that animal. Barry?
Okay. Clearly a lot to dig into. We'll see you at 11 over on K2 Tanvi. Thank you.